Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be putting aquatic plants in the pond. Now this is basically all I have right now. I'll show you all the different ones. You can't really tell whenever they're all in this big cooler here. And we're just going to put them around the pond. Right now all I have is those types and then that big clump of weeds. I don't even know what it is. But just plants to oxygenate the water, make it more clear, just make it more healthy and for the fish and for it to look way better. So this is just the start of the plants that I plan on putting in here. I'll basically put these in here, and then I got these from Cattle Lake just because, I mean, there's no point in going out and buying aquatic plants whenever you can just go to a lake and get them, as long as they're not invasive, which none of these are, I checked. And then yeah, these aren't the only plants I'm going to end up putting in here. Probably every fishing trip I go on, if I just see some plants that look cool, that aren't invasive, I'll probably just pull them out of the water, bring them down here in the live well of the boat or cooler like that, and just drop them on in here. I won't necessarily film it, but y'all get the idea. I'll definitely get more lily pads because I only have a few in here that I found. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead, get all these plants out, separated, and drop them on into the pond. We just put Big Boy, the bass, out of that old pond and into the new pond. First big fish in this pond. It was a pretty sick video. I can actually see him right now. He just swam. Y'all can probably barely see, maybe not at this angle, that log, or the root that was underneath of the tarp whenever we put it in there. Y'all can see that. He just swam across that, and he's like sitting right in there, I think, right now. It's pretty deep there, so y'all can't really see it, but I can. He is looking awesome, just completely sick. He is like a 3-pound bass just chilling here. He's got this all to himself until we get some more fish for here. So, like I said, we're going to go ahead and start putting some of these cool plants in there. Alright, first plant inside this big cooler of mysteries. I'll just pull out, okay, just these. This is just some hydrilla mixed with some coontail. And these, even though hydrilla isn't like the best thing for lakes around here, for this pond it's going to be fine. It clears up the water really well. It's not going to look very well. I'm just going to throw it in there. It'll look like that for a few days, but it'll get to the bottom, do its thing, and start looking pretty nice, whatever. So I don't have much more of that because all it is just some floating grass. But right here, I'll try not to rip any of it. We got some, everything's kind of connected, so it's difficult. Let me see here. Alright, right here we got the small amount of lily pads that I actually got. They got this little root ball that'll sink to the bottom, and then these eventually will find their way to the top. They'll like repopulate themselves, grow more, and like I said, I'll get more like bigger ones. These are just small ones, so I'm gonna go ahead and sort of get these untangled if I can. Next time maybe I'll put all the plants in an individual container. That would probably be smart. Alright, there we go. That thing came apart from the root ball, but maybe it'll live, so. Little lily pad, throw that in there. Now all these are connected, so I'll just let them untangle themselves over some time. Throw that in there, some more of those. And now these plants look pretty cool. a little bit of hydrilla mixed in there. These plants, don't know what they are, but they look sort of like lily pads, but they're not. But I don't know the names of any of these really except for hydrilla. Throw these in there. Now we just got a big old ball of all of this. I'll just throw this in there and let it separate by itself probably, because I don't think I can do much, so. And like I said, that looks just like complete trash. It just looks like a ball of weeds, but after a few days this will find its way like to the surface and start floating and looking good. At least hopefully. So there we go. Just like Christmas. Got all those new plants. Oh, there's some more. All those plants in there look pretty bad at the moment. Oh, the sun decided to come out. Look pretty bad at the moment, but they will look better in the future. Alright guys, it's obviously a little while later here, and actually from a pond I went to the other day, I got this new giant, like 40-pound bucket full of these floating plants for the pond. Actually, I will leave them in there, but I'll show you the ones that have been in here since day one. Just these really awesome plants that just float on top of the water and look great. I got a giant bucket full of those, a few other different types. And right here you probably noticed is another giant, like 3-foot long, just floating plant that'll just sit on the water, sort of like that one, but it looks better. And yeah, so we got a lot more plants than we originally started off with, because we started off with just like 5 different plants, and that's nowhere near enough to make a video. So, and yeah, so I'm gonna get all these plants in the pond. Ooh, it's pretty cold. And hopefully it'll look 20 times better after I do. And yeah guys, boom, we got all those other plants in the pond. Makes it look way more filled out. It doesn't look quite as like filled out as I thought it was gonna look, so I plan on definitely already I already planned on definitely getting some lily pads for this pond, because I mean you can't have a pond without lily pads, and maybe I'll get a few more of those. Definitely get some for that pond. And if y'all wondering, I actually plan to make that pond a koi pond, so like koi from like maybe 8 inches to a foot long. I'm gonna put in this pond actually, and I think that would be super cool. Some like decent sized goldfish as well, maybe some other like colorful cool fish like that. And then the mini pond, whether I'll build there, wherever around these 2 ponds, I can put the original fish, like some koi, goldfish, gouramis, all sorts of mollies, platies, all sorts of different fish I can put in the mini pond, and whenever they grow it out, I can put them in there, and that can just be the big colorful pond. But this is the main pond. Then bass, catfish, all the other fish species that are going to be in here, like the lake-themed pond. And I'm working on this mostly right now, and it looks a lot better. Got all those plants in, so this is going to be mostly it for all the plants to go in the pond. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next video.
Back again like I never left. Young Sinai said that's to the death. We turned up till we go deaf. Rap pack to my last breath. I